Alright, so good day everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am Peter. For those of you that are new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you can know when I'm uploading to the channel. Alright, so today I am here to give you guys your ancestor message. And so the first thing that I'm getting from your ancestors is embrace every lesson and every message. So embrace every lesson and every message. Right now, like a lot of you have made it out of that energy, which I'm so grateful that you did. And others of you are still in this reflective period, but that is okay. All right. In this time, you are discovering or have discovered some truths about yourself. All right. And within these truths, you are understanding, okay, these are the things that I desire to do. These are the things that held me back for so long. All right. And so your ancestors are like, y'all have been really doing a lot of self-discovery, really doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of truth searching. And now you're at the point to where you could thrive in this energy. All right. You could thrive in this energy. For those of you that have not yet reached that space yet, your ancestors are still wanting you to continue to hold space. All right, so continue to do your workings, continue to do your meditation, continue to hold space for them, continue to communicate with them, continue to pay attention to those signs and synchronicities that they're sending you, continue to pay attention to those little small sprinkles of messages that you get on a day-to-day. All right, whether it be a little rabbit coming through your yard, or a little bird coming and singing by your tree, or a cat coming, stopping by. Your ancestors want you to continue to pay attention to those intuition cues, all right? Those little messages that they're sending you on a day-to-day, all right? But your ancestors have given you what you need for this journey. They have downloaded into you what you need to prepare you for this journey. Again, you are having to believe that you have this. They're telling me that like it's still some people that are struggling with temptation. All right, still some people that are struggling with temptation. Like you having a hard time grounding. You keep looking back at things that no longer fit your lifestyle no more. Like that's not you. It's like almost as if you are kind of believing some of the old things that people used to say about you. All right. So you have to detach yourself away from those people that only have those I remember when times to connect with you, because they keep associating you and attaching you to that timeline and attaching you to that label, and that's not who you are anymore. So that's the struggle that you are in right now. You're in that struggle right now. You're battling between doing what you know you need to do and going back to your old ways and going back to your old cliques and your old posses and your old group of people that you hung around and your old habits and your old beliefs. All right, so there's still that struggle, there's still that tug of war energy, okay? And so your ancestors are like, you're not that person no more. And those people cannot continue to hold you hostage to that, nor can you continue to hold yourself hostage. So what's happening right now is your ancestors are wanting you to surrender to your soul path. Like completely surrender to your soul path. The longer it takes you to surrender completely to your soul path, the longer it's going to take you to get to where you need to go. That's like the bottom line. You're going to keep restarting. You're going to keep recycling, like going through a cycle over and over and over again. You don't have to believe your ancestors. You don't have to believe me, but that's exactly what's going to happen if you don't surrender completely to your soul path. All right. And surrender, the thoughts of, the idea of, comparing yourself to someone else. All right. This is your soul path. This is your soul journey. And not everyone is going to be a part of this journey with you. You know that saying, like, it's lonely at the top? Thank you. You know that saying, it's lonely at the top? It really is lonely at the top. It really is lonely at this journey, because you have to be selective and you have to be protective of your energy. And your ancestors are wanting you to be very protective of your energy right now and be very protective of yourself. So if you got to go get your talisman or something, or you got to go, do some kind of protection ritual around you and your family, your ancestors want you to be completely protective of yourself right now. All right, you need to be stingy with your energy. All right, people want to hang out just for casual hanging out. Not saying that you can't hang out with people, but just saying be selective and be smart about it. Discern over the energy that you are agreeing to go into that contract with, because that's what they are really wanting you to do. They really wanted you to really use your intuition, really use your own discernment, and trust yourself. All right, during this process, you learned a lot of truths, and you also learned what your strengths were and what your weaknesses are. So it's time for you to begin to trust yourself. All right, it's time to continue. And for those of you that are already trusting yourself, it's time for you to continue to trust yourself. So surrendering completely to your soul path, and not comparing yourself to others. Now, that's another thing that your ancestors are telling me, but like when I first heard it, I'm like, man, I don't really want to say that one, but I got to go ahead and say it because that's what they're charging me to do. You need to stop being stubborn. Whoever that stubbornness hit, you need to stop being stubborn. All right, they're saying that you need to be more yielding. All right, and that's what's going to help you with your communication. That's what's going to help you be more compassionate to others, because you so like set in your ways. You know, you it's certain things that you don't want to let up on, and your ancestors like, you can still teach an old dog new tricks. Like, I know that saying is you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but your ancestors like, yes you can. All right, so you got to let up on your ways. You have to surrender your stubbornness. All right, you have to surrender your stubbornness when it comes to this journey. You have to surrender your stubbornness when it comes to you learning new ideas and new practices. You have to surrender to it. You have to surrender it. All right, because no one knows everything. All right, yeah, right. No one knows everything. Okay, and so you do not know everything. And if you go about your days and your activities and your practices as if you can't learn anymore, or you're not open to learning any new things, the ancestors are like, that's going to continue to hold you back. Like, that's a block for you. All right. So you can learn new things. It might not necessarily be what you want to do or at the moment, but there's no sense of not being open to new information. All right, or new ways of doing things, because maybe the way that you were doing it may not be working the way that you desired it to work. Not saying that it is not working, but it may not be turning out the way that you desired it to work. So that's why your ancestors say you have to surrender your stubbornness. All right, they've given you wisdom, but you keep looking back. They've given you the blueprint, but you keep looking back. You have to stop looking back. There's nothing back there for you. You no longer attach yourself to that energy. You're no longer attached to those labels. You are no longer a part of that situation. So you got to stop looking back. You got to keep moving forward. And even if it's family, listen, even if it's family, sometimes you got to put family on pause for a minute. Do what you got to do. And when the time is right, they know where to find you. All right. They know where to find you, especially if you don't change your number all the time. They know exactly where to find you. All right. So this is a moment for you to be selfish, guys. This is a moment for you to be selfish with your time, selfish with your energy, protective of your time, protective of your energy, protective of all that comes in your space. All right. It's serious. I know that you all, some of you guys have, rekindled some old connections and things like that with some old friends, but you also have to be mindful of those friends too. You have to be mindful, and you cannot give off so much. You cannot spend so much energy with them. All right. Because those are those people that are always making those withdrawals. Now, if they're making withdrawals and deposits, then that's okay. All right. But it's time. It's time for you to sit down. It's time for you to understand your fears and understand your desires. So when you come up on something that you're afraid of, you know how to get around it. You've done all the self-discovering. You have all the tools. You've been through your tower moment. You wrestle with the energies. You've been through all of these different things. All right, already. It was a hell of a month. All right, but your ancestors wanted you to embrace those tests and those lessons, because it was a big test. Y'all know that little thing that used to come on the television back in the day, and they'd be like, "This is a test of the emergency broadcast system." That's what's happening. You went through this major test, and through this test, they disconnected you for a moment, just like they did on those tests. They disconnected you for a moment. They disconnected you for a reason, and they did the disconnect only to do the reset. All right, so now everything is 0, 0, 0, all over again. What you about to do with this reset? All right, so that's pretty much it. Your ancestors are wanting you to surrender your need to compare yourself to others. Everybody has their own gestation period. Ain't every woman don't deliver a baby the same time. You know, some may have 9 months, some may have 10 months, some may have 36 weeks, some may have 32 weeks, some may have 41 weeks. Others might do 23. You know, so not everyone is gonna have the same gestation period. You gonna cook your thing as long as you need to cook your thing. You know what happened when chicken is undercooked. All right, so you want to make sure it's cooked all the way, right? All right, so you got to do what it is that you need to do. This is the perfect time for you to sit down, put the game plan in motion, track down your fears, track down your desires, go after your desires, limit your fears, ignite your passion. It's time. This is that new beginning. You asked for a new beginning, here it go. What you gonna do with it? With the new beginning, you cannot dwell in old energy. Those have to come to an end now. Those relationships have to come to an end now. Those things have to come to an end now. Those habits have to come to an end now. Okay? That's what your ancestors want. They only want the new beginnings. This was the reset. And now you should be feeling a little bit more energy. You may not have had much energy, coming up in the weeks, but today you probably woke up on a different side of the bed. And you're like, wow, why do I feel so well today? Well, you feel so well because it's time. It's time for you to go ahead and sit down, make that game plan, get after it, do what you got to do, right? So that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this message, and I'll holler at you.